is up, everybody, and welcome into What Makes This Play Great, where I break down one of the plays from the Denver Nuggets playbook, actually a series of plays from the Denver Nuggets playbook, and tell you why it works and some of the details that you might not have noticed. Today, we're looking at the AI series, AI, Allen Iverson. This is a series of plays that start with an Iverson cut, a cut that Allen Iverson made famous. It was one way of him not being on ball, running him across screens across the top of the court, and forcing a defender to make an immediate choice. Before you ever start your offense, do you go over, do you go under? And I'll start with what we mean here as we look at our very first play, AI Rip. Some of you guys might know this as the Gary Harris play. Denver used to run this all the time with Gary Harris, basically in the Iverson spot. And we're going to start with two players. Look, offense in the NBA gets really lazy. This guy's supposed to be over here, this player down here. But, you know, he's already got his cut going. So you have one under and one over. The two bigs, the 4 and the 5, are usually at the foul line. And the reason this is an Iverson cut is because you're looking at this defender right here on Will Barton in this case, and you're trying to make a determination, is he going to go over or under? And this one, he clearly goes over. So you come off of two screens, you enter the ball from the point guard from the first screen, and then you just curl around for the lob. You'll see it here. Boom, got him. Nuggets used to run this for Gary Harris all the time. We're going to watch it again. Over the top, enter. Because Aaron Gordon cleared out, there's no help behind here. Curls around, gets the easy back door. So a lot of people remember this as the Gary Harris play, like I said, but this is, you know, a lot of teams run this in a lot of different ways. It's an extremely common play, but that's the base set of it. That's kind of like the first option here. We're going to look at a couple that I think are really some plays that I think are kind of interesting here. Let's see, AI. Oh yeah, pin rip 5. So here's like the first sort of counter off of it. You're going to see as teams, they start to read this one. You got the over screen, the under, curl around, and then the point guard will come and set the screen for Jokic here for Jokic to pop. And then from here, Jokic just cooks. Watch it one more time. You go over. Defense thinks they have it figured out now. Get a little pin, clear out, let Jokic go. We'll see this for DeMarcus Cousins here. This is, by the way, out of a timeout. So this is a play that Denver will sort of kind of, hey, we worked on this at shoot around. We're going to run this now. You're going to see the same thing. Sideline. This is actually the first play of the game. So this was like scripted. This is the first thing we're going to do. Over the top, enter to the side. Now pin him down. And you'll notice actually on this play, DeMarcus Cousins drains the 3. You'll notice the big here, knowing that the lob is the threat, he sinks off, right? And that's part of what makes this play so dynamic is once you kind of establish different things, you start to punish teams for their tendencies. He steps off a little too far. He's out of position to contest. All right. Oh, here's a good one. So AI Rip DHO. Let's see if I can get this. This ATO. Yeah, this must be in my ATO section here. This is the real counter. This is the one that's really interesting. So those two plays, they work sometimes, but this is where you start to get into layered things. Like you look at that play and you think, how could a defense ever give that up? It seems so simple. Well, it's because you got things like this. All right, we're running this guy through, this guy over, just like we've always done. But now the play goes off. You're going to run the point guard off here like it's a quick dribble handoff. Not going to give it to him. Instead, and Aaron Gordon does a good job of selling this, he's showing it as if he's going to receive a pass here, so his defender jumps out on him. But what you actually get is a backdoor screen here, and now you're going for a lob. And what that does is it stuns the defender. He can't give up the lob, sucks this guy in, so everybody goes back. But what you're really doing is releasing, screen the screener. Marcus Howard here screens, and now he's releasing for a DHO, and you got yourself a bucket. Let's take a look here a second time. Enter it into the post. Here comes that back screen for the lob. Release. Pick and roll. Swing the ball around the horn. And you got him. So these plays always, we'll watch it one more time, this option here, that first one for Marcus Howard. They always seem so simple, but it's all because you're just setting up a bunch of different options, and it keeps the defense guessing. Well executed. All right, what else we got here? All right, so now we're going to go to some of the base, like, we just looked at the over-under, and it looks like Aaron Gordon, the guy clearing out, it's like a lazy play. But you get defenders here, okay? Punch means a post-up. So right here, he thinks he's just going to clear out like he's done before, but instead he ducks in and gets a little ISO. This one gets a little bit clunkier, but this is an Aaron Gordon ISO play. It's actually a Jeff Green ISO play too, and I suspect it'll be a Michael Porter ISO play this season. So you're going to run it, Jeff Green go through, or don't. Actually, just pin. You got an undersized guy, just pin him. Coming out of a half, you're going to run that option. So this is a thing like a coaching staff at the half said, okay, we know how they're matched up on us. They've got a small guy on, Jeff Green. Let's just go right into a punch option out of Iverson series. One-on-one, they know the help's not coming. Beast mode. AI Knicks, this is a little twist action. All right. So this is another little option. Again, everything's starting off the same. We're going to get the Iverson cut, and then we're going to get a twist, meaning right here, now Jokic sets the screen, and this becomes a ball screen. And the primary reason for this is you're going to get the switch. Teams are willing to concede the switch, but Jeff Green's a really good one-on-one player when he has a size advantage. Sneaky great. So then you just give it to him, clear out, let him get the easy little mouse in the house offense going. Here you go. Zeke Naji runs it differently. You know, Zeke Naji, you're not trying to get the switch and then post him up. Instead, you're trying to get a pick and pop. So actually, Zeke didn't read this necessarily great. He kind of just knows the spots on this play. You can tell he's not reading the court because Poku is so far back that you could have probably set the hard screen and rolled towards the basket instead of popped because Poku's out of position. Nonetheless, it still works. Terrible defense from Poku. Swing the ball around the horn. Make it work. Track another one. This is Jeff Green, so I'm guessing there's going to be a switch. Point guard. Yep, there you go. They concede it. Mouse in the house. This is Hart. Let's see what happens. Oh, I love this play, actually. A couple things happened on this one. I didn't notice watching it live here this first time. So actually what you get here is you get the ball screen, you get the switch, and watch Jokic. Jokic does one of my favorite things. Everybody talks about gravity as like if you're a good shooter, you have gravity. There's subtle ways, cutting, timing, spacing, that you can artificially create gravity. And what I like is this play actually has an option here. You can either post up or you could swing it and run pick and roll on this side. And Jokic, at first he's calling for it, but now I like what he does here. He screens Will Barton's man. And if you're playing basketball and you think about this, if you get screened, you assume he's screening me. He doesn't want me to go here. So in your mind, you naturally start to think, let me get around. And watch how he takes himself out of the play here perfectly. And as soon as he sees he comes over, Barton cuts. I know this all seems subtle, but you have an ISO. He doesn't like it. He's just got the defender to run around and take himself out of position. And watch, Jokic immediately knows he has him. As he cuts through, the defender is going to follow the cutter as he should. The double team comes. As soon as the double team comes here, you know that you have two guys to cover three. So Barton cuts through. They's got to run out. He's got to run out here, and we got to decide who's going to be the open man. It's Jokic. Let's watch it all again because this play's fun. All right, Jokic setting this flare screen thing. It's going to reverse. It's not, but he holds it anyway. All right, double team goes. Double team goes. Jokic is calling for it immediately. Whoops, I rewound here, but we'll just watch it again. Over, cut. Now, as soon as he goes, the play's over. Jokic knows he got some. Just has to read it now. Swing it. Who is it? Me? Okay, cool. Let's see what else we get out of this same action. Aaron Gordon didn't get to his spot in time. Switch. I mean, with Jeff Green, teams are just so willing to concede that, and Denver, of course, loves it. Like, Jeff Green's a really good player there. Michael Porter needs to get good at reading this and reading all the different options on it. Oh, I love this. So you saw what happened here. He goes to set the screen. Steph Curry knows it's coming, so he jumps it. So they flip the screen as what you actually should do here. So now they don't want to switch, and they're using the defender to zone up. Swing it around. No advantage here. He likes the ISO anyway. Jokic stays out. He was going to go cut, but he says, you know what, I'll just let him cook. And he does. Let's see what we get here. Way up high on the court. Oh, I love it. Release. Didn't get it. Now, here's that other option I was telling you about. If you don't like what you get, you can just swing it. And you're just playing basketball at that point. See some more options here. Look how lazy the offense is in the NBA, man. This is like they don't run any part of this play. Austin Rivers is going too early. Jokic isn't going. There's no cross screen. All of this stuff is ridiculous. But again, here we get to the other side, the other option. Now you're just playing basketball. Oh, by the way, you know why they went fast on this? This is the game Jokic has like 47. The team is like running this play, and they're like, we know we're not going to actually run this play. We just want to get it to Jokic. This is basically a Jokic ISO with a bunch of like pretend offense before it. And Jokic gets there. That's right. I forgot that game was a crazy one. Still, you'd like him to see him run the offense. Zeke's going to release again like he always does. He plays it just a little bit differently. And then I love this. So what happened on this play? What happens is we get the option B. Now we're in the second option. They go for a switch. He calls him off, and so the play's over. Bones goes, okay, it's my turn. I got the switch I wanted, 1-5 switch. Just cook a little of this. Doesn't really work. Doesn't really work. Got him. So there we go. What else do we got on deck? We have an ATO example of the Knicks here. The Knicks option. We'll just watch one or two of these because I think some of them have a repeat again. But it just goes to show, the Aaron Gordon option, same thing. Like, he's not quite as good, in my opinion, of a post up or elbow one-on-one scorer as Jeff Green, but he's still really good. And look, they get the switch. And Barton shoots this one, but again, why does he shoot it? The screen comes, they switch. Aaron Gordon has rebound position. Will Barton's reading this. Mouse in the house for rebound. Go up with it. Who's going to grab that rebound? The odds of him hitting that shot are 40%, we'll say 36%. The odds of Aaron Gordon rebounding it are somewhat high, so why not? Why not try it? Oh, here's another example of Jeff Green getting the switch. I'm sure of it. Yep, boom. Flipped it just like you did with the Curry one. Now we've got a switch. Defensive breakdown. Oh, and I love it. Look at Yoke this time. Remember the last time we talked about how Yoke was screening the flare here? Here he reads it different. I'm sure these plays happened in back-to-back order, so now the floor is unbalanced. Jokic just goes into open space. You know what? I'll just sneak in right here. Easy money. All about reading the court. These plays aren't that complex. You just have to be able to read the court in real time. All these options are just a little bit different. Look how easily teams will concede the switch for Jeff Green. The same will be true for Michael Porter, by the way. He just has to learn. It's not like Denver doesn't want these plays for Michael Porter. He just has to be able to read all options. We're going to go AI out. This is a Aaron Gordon play. Let's see. What do I have here? This is like a really simple one. If you just want to get it to a player, like you have a guy that you really like, all right, we're going to run PJ Dozier around, token, little move, and then X out immediately and just clear out. Let them cook. And they run this one for Jokic. They run this one. They can run it for Michael Porter. You like your matchup? Look, this is the first play of the game. You know how a team's going to match up? All right, let's go right into it. Let's get Jokic. Oh, yeah, this is playoffs. We know the game plan. Yoke, game 3, we need Yoke to score a bunch. Let's just go right into it. See if they're going to help. They're not. Yoke's going to go for 37. What else do we have? Just spread now. All right, we'll go at AI spread. This one's not so sexy. This is like base stuff. Denver will run this when they just want to get an open. Sometimes you want to disguise. You don't want to just run the Luka Doncic 5-out offense. You want to disguise it, and here's a disguise. So you see how that they ran the Iverson cut, but watch Zeke. Just get to the corner. So now you have your guys corner, one wing, and you're going to run the pick and roll to this side. Boom. Just spread the court as much as you can. Super simple play. Iverson, and now J Mike gets out. Just cover as much ground as possible. Boogie, so skilled, man. So skilled. How am I not seeing this? AI shake. Yep, here we go. You're just going to see one little difference in how they clear the court here. So instead, this is a step up. And the reason, by the way, shake, I believe, is because of the hand gesture you make for this one. And then an exchange on this side. So if you see it, you're going to run it across. One guy gets out, step up, exchange, roll hard to the empty corner. Doesn't necessarily work. It's not like a super dynamic play, but it's just another way of running spread, pick and roll. Run across. Zeke's probably going to get out of there. Nice. Let's see it another one more time. This play is not exactly all that exciting. Oh, yeah. Just a spread option. So that does it. That's the AI series, the Iverson series. There's a bunch of other little plays that they'll put on this. Like they'll run it something out of that series, and then they'll add a specialty little action of some kind. But the ones that you really want to familiarize yourself with are AI Rip, which is the base action of it, and then that pin 5 option that gets Jokic kind of pop into the top, as well as the DHO option. Those 3 are the base ones that you'll see them run. I mean, they run this probably, if not every game, they run it every other game or every 3 games or so. Some kind of action off of one of those 3 specific plays: AI Rip, AI DHO, AI pin 5. They'll have different names for them, but they run those plays a lot. And because they're all different, you can, if you're a great team, you can run those in flow offense, meaning you know you're going to get in that action. You'll call it out as you're coming down the court, but you're not necessarily calling this play or that play out of it. You're just saying, let's read it. Let's all read it together. If the defense sags too far, let's pin for Jokic and let him get a 3 or let him get a switch and then run something out of that. Maybe you'll run the punch option, the post-up option for Jeff Green or Aaron Gordon. If you just see that the defense is getting lazy, they're like, oh, they're running this play again, I'm going to jog to the other side. Jogging, pin them underneath the basket, quick little entry pass, and it's a post-up. So Denver runs this a lot. It's a pretty cool play. A lot of different things off of it. You can look for it next time the Nuggets play.